We're live at the park here with Doug Fisher.
Welcome, everybody.
We have the weather report, Southern California weather report, blue skies. We got a lot of activity at the park today. We got the volleyball game, we got the soccer game. We're actually on the baseball diamond, and we had lots of activity this week in the ring, right, Doug?
So much. There were 3 Ring Magazine World Championship bouts. We had Josh Taylor defend his title for the first time.
Right.
Against Kong Song. Is that the guy from Thailand?
From Thailand, yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
I knew
right.
the Scotsman would outclass him. I didn't think he'd blow him out. I mean, I think if nothing else, the guy from Thailand was going to be durable.
That was body shot, right?
It was
Josh
a
Taylor?
body shot that was so short and sneaky on the inside. I missed it in live time. I thought it was a headbutt. So. Now, Taylor did what he was supposed to do. It seems like he's a good matchup with Ben Davison. And I'm looking forward to the showdown with Jose Ramirez. And then from Germany, we had the World Boxing Super Series final.
Right, Marius Briedis. That's right, against Dordicos.
Right, Marius Briedis versus Uniel Dordicos. And a lot of Twitter guys, at least people on my timeline, were picking the KO doctor, Dordicos, big time in that.
It's a big puncher.
You and I like Briedis.
We like Briedis, yeah.
You know he's got a chin, and I thought Briedis would rough him up on the inside, and Briedis boxed a technical match, and it worked out for him. And he is the new Ring Magazine Cruiserweight champion. And then in the main event of the Showtime pay-per-view, Jamel Charlo knocked out Jason Rosario with a jab to the body after softening him up.
That was deceptive. I saw the replay of that, and it didn't look as hard, but the reaction was definitely
he might have
that guy got hurt.
He was not prepared to get hit down there.
Yeah, he was definitely writhing in pain.
He got caught real good at the end of round 6.
Okay.
And I don't think he was recovered from that. Like, he came out and he boxed okay. He fought well in the 7th round, but I think there was still cobwebs in his head. So if there's cobwebs in your head, maybe you're not prepared to tense your body up and be ready for a good shot.
Right.
And I thought there was some snap on it. I know it was partially blocked, but listen, I heard people say, well, that's a fake that he threw the fight, but I mean, if that was fake.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm telling you right now, Rosario
that didn't look fake.
Is one hell of an actor.
Yeah.
That's an Academy Award winning performance, because he went down on his back. And, he did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like the convulsions.
So what do you think is the best act for
And here's Coach.
that you ever saw?
The best, what was that? What was the question, Coach? What was the question?
I don't know. You always hear stuff. I mean, listen, I heard when George Foreman regained the heavyweight title at 45, I heard people say, nah, that's fake. He didn't get hurt all fight, and then one little right hand, he goes down, and it's just like, it's George Foreman. George Foreman little right still hits like somebody's throwing a big rock at you, but, you wear it down or whatever. But people didn't like that he just got hit and just, like that.
How about when
De La Hoya, when he got the body shot.
No.
But that's not good acting.
No.
That's overacting.
It was an act, for sure. And I don't blame him either, because I saw him in between the round before, in between rounds. He looked scared.
It's getting stressed out?
Right.
Well, B-Hop will do that to you.
Oh, and I thought that was for sure.
B-Hop is stressful outside of the ring. I can't imagine inside of the ring.
People were talking about one-shot body punches, and I had that brings back memories of the Triple G Macklin body shot. Remember where he broke his rib? Yeah, that was a one-shot.
Nobody was claiming fake.
Bomb.
Nobody was claiming fake.
And Matthew Macklin is about as tough as they come, as durable as they come.
The leverage and the impact of that shot.
Yep.
It was like you could tell it shifted his internal organs around. It was terrible. Yeah.
So going back to Briedis, Briedis was a great sparring partner, training partner with the Klitschko's, and that's why I think with his experience, there's a volleyball coach, with his experience, we both picked him to win, and I think he did a solid job.
The dude has fought at heavyweight before.
Yeah.
He actually turned pro as a small heavyweight.
You got to give him props.
He knocked out Manuel Char, who weighed 245 pounds in the 5th round. And he only weighed 213 pounds.
He's very popular in Riga, Latvia. He sold out the arena for that fight that he had out there. And then I think that was against a Polish guy, right?
Yeah,
Lucky
that was
back
a wild fight.
Yeah, that was a wild fight. And then naturally we knew Dorticos from the Gassiev fight. That was a great fight.
He's a hell of a fighter.
Triple G,
action.
Triple G went out there to support Gassiev. That was in Sochi, Russia. That was nice.
Right, that's right.
And then we have Coach. Did you see the Boachuk fight from Mexico?
I saw every second of it. It was incredible.
Boachuk had a nice performance going into enemy territory, so to speak.
He did. I'm gonna make a prediction. Boachuk is the dark horse of the 154-pound division. Nobody's gonna see him coming, even though his fights are streamed and soon they're gonna be televised. People are gonna look at him, and because he's skinny and he's not an athlete like, say, Madrimov, doesn't have like the muscular body, and he doesn't jump all around. He's very methodical, and he's not really fast. I think people are going to look at him and say, oh, he's very basic. They're going to say that he's slow. They're going to say that his defense isn't good, which is not true. That tells me they're not paying attention. But I read what people say on Twitter. And right now, most of the Twitter fanboy, hardcores, hipsters, they're sleeping on Boachuk, but he's going to sneak up.
I'll tell you,
world title.
The day after and the night after, he didn't even look like he was in a fight.
That's another thing.
And Davila came to fight.
Where are the marks on his face?
Yeah, Davila came to fight, and he came out. He rushed him in the first round,
right,
Coach?
Crazy.
Trying to overwhelm him.
Yeah. Anybody who hasn't seen it, go back and watch it. Just for the first round alone, it was insane.
Yeah.
Boachuk's composure was incredible.
That's the thing, right there.
And
he was calm.
And to
calm.
me, each round he was adding layers to his technique, because he lets his hands go, but he blocks and counters well on the inside, and he's a good inside fighter. For being such a tall, rangy cat.
He's sneaky good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because you don't realize, and I've watched him fight a few times in person. And I don't know, he doesn't impress you that much.
That's what I'm saying.
But he gets it done. And for the guy to quit, that even says more than a knockout.
Yeah.
He didn't quit. The trainer definitely stopped the fight, but he wanted to keep going, but the corner stopped it, and the referee was really looking at it pretty.
I think that was
pretty hard.
That was a good call, because Davila was taking a beating.
Yeah, there was unnecessary punishment at that point, and Boachuk has 18 knockouts with 18 wins now.
Yeah.
Different power than Triple G. Triple G had a tremendously high knockout percentage also. He had more of the one punch type of knockout power. Boachuk just fights at such a high pace.
Flacco is a grinder.
Yeah, a grinder.
It's conditioning, it's his own durability, it's his underrated technique, and he wears guys down. And so some people think he's an entertaining fighter, a TV fighter.
He is entertaining.
And, if that's what he is, that's good. But I'm saying right now, on the record, he's more than that. He's better than that. And he'll prove it in the next 18 months.
Bernie Boachuk checked in.
Bernie Boachuk.
Bernie Barmersell.
That was a good ring, man.
Go. Here's I got the official Boachuk I'm wearing in honor of his win. Sorry, Boachuk, easy. That's what he always says, even though that's Ukrainian colors, yeah.
So is he fighting Adam in that?
We're working on the next fight. Hopefully it'll be here in Los Angeles, so he doesn't have to fly to Mexico. It was a little bit challenging. I had to change planes to Mexico City. You're going there during the pandemic. Naturally, it's different food, but I got to give a lot of props also to Manny Robles.
Yeah.
This is the first fight that he trained with Manny. And Sergio Espinoza, who was the cut man out there. Sergio, Big Serge.
Yeah.
Estrada. Sorry, I'm not Espinoza. I was thinking of Steven Espinoza from Showtime. Sergio Estrada was the cut man there, and they were both cool under pressure.
Yeah.
And a lot of props to it's called Max Boxing, which I know would ring a bell for you. It's actually Mario Abraham Boxing, and so that was the local promoter down there in Mexico.
Was it humid there also?
It was humid, but the temperature wasn't really the problem. It was just raining. It brought back shades of Klitschko, David Hay when we were in Hamburg at the soccer stadium, and it rained cats and dogs. And actually, I don't know if it was picked up on the broadcast here, but actually the power went out for a couple of seconds, and they went to backup generator power, but the problem is when the power goes out, the transmission gets cut. So he lost a round in the first fight was actually good too. The co-feature, that was a flyweight fight. In fact, Rigo Alvarez was a trainer of the guy that won. The older brother of Canelo, who actually in that, if you remember that HBO 24/7, they talked about Rigo bringing him with him to the boxing gym.
That's right.
That was the older brother. So it was nice to see. Rigo was very friendly, very cordial.
That's great.
It was nice to see him down there.
Yeah. Well, a lot of fighters, especially young fighters, they don't travel well.
Right.
But you have to understand that Volachuk has already traveled from the Ukraine
That's right.
to the United States.
That's right.
So, he's got his feet wet with international travel and living outside of his home country and outside of his home culture.
People underestimate that when fighters make the commitment to come here to the States. Like Cecilia Brækhus is a perfect example. She could have stayed in Norway. She was selling out arenas. She could have kept making title defenses, but when she got the opportunity to fight on HBO, and then she made the commitment to coming over here and fighting in the States.
Yeah.
But all those guys, Lomachenko, all those guys, when Triple G came over here, his family was in Germany. He was over here 10 months out of the year training, and it takes a lot of commitment.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And Volachuk's been
But
here.
still, he's used to Southern California. This is really his home away from home. It's
That's
where
right.
he trains and where he lives.
Yeah.
It's not easy going to another country and fighting the hometown country fighter
That's right.
in his backyard. It takes a lot to go into the Lions Den. So props to Sergey. Does anybody have questions?
Our
about
friend,
the doubleheader?
the Mad Translator, just joined us
what's up, Samir?
from
Samir.
Toronto, Canada. Yeah. So we'll take questions for Doug or for Coach.
I couldn't find my rope. I jumped rope yesterday,
I have it.
but I couldn't find it.
You want me to go
I don't
get
know what
mine?
happened to it.
Bernie, you know what Bernie's nickname is for
Like air jump rope.
Volachuk nickname is El Flaco
Yep.
because he's skinny and tall, and Bernie calls him the windmill of Ukraine.
I like that. Windmill. Yeah, that was
Windmill.
one of those old-timey nicknames. You had fighters with that nickname.
I like your you got the ring mask on, you got the
Ring
Rocky
mask.
shirt and the Triple G hat.
Yep.
There you go.
This is from Contenders. That's the clothing
okay.
company. Contenders.
Got
It's
it.
nice. It's really
I like
comfortable.
that. I like that style.
And I got the yellow socks to match.
There you go.
I got that from Coach. You got to coordinate, color
Nice.
coordinate. But hey, shout out to the Charlo brothers.
Yeah, big wins for both of them. I mean, there was pressure with both of them
Yes.
fighting on the same show.
Yes.
As far as the training and the
Fighting in
whole
a
thing,
bubble.
right? And the bubble.
The biggest
Sure.
fights of their careers.
Yeah.
No crowd.
Yep.
So I
That's
think
right.
that can affect a fighter's performance
That
and
was-
their energy level, at least at the start of the fight.
But that was good publicity for both brothers. They both
Yeah.
won, and it was a good show overall. Very
Yeah.
very deep Showtime pay-per-view show. So
And it's important for their careers because people are really, like, hardcore fight fans are excited about them in ways that they weren't previously. Like
they're getting more people are talking about him now.
People
Yeah.
are saying Jamal Charlo should be the number one middleweight. Now, I don't agree with that, just based on accomplishments, and maybe they're just looking at his form and how he performed against Derevyanchenko. But it's good that people are saying that and that they want to see him with the best middleweights and that they want to see him fight again and they want to see him keep his opposition at that level.
The interesting
Derevyanchenko level,
interesting thing that I saw yesterday where people were now predicting Charlo would beat Triple G
I
because
don't know about that.
he apparently handled Derevyanchenko easier.
Did
but
he drop Derevyanchenko?
I don't think he dropped him. And Derevyanchenko took a lot of punches. That's what
Derevyanchenko's face was busted up in both fights, but it looked worse against Triple G. Here's the thing.
we talked about that.
Here's
12
the thing
rounds with
about
Triple
that
G.
matchup.
Yeah.
Derevyanchenko, I scored 4 rounds in a row for Derevyanchenko in the
Okay.
middle rounds when he got inside on Jamal. And the thing about Derevyanchenko, he's short and has short arms. And while Triple G isn't a tall, rangy middleweight, he's taller and rangier than Derevyanchenko. And Derevyanchenko didn't have a jab. He barely jabbed at all. And one thing about Triple G, he still has an elite level jab.
There's no question.
That
He's
jab
got one of
has
the
been a
best
saving
jabs. Yeah.
grace for several years.
Yeah. Remember David Lemieux? He won with only the jab.
And it's exactly. He can always fall back on just the jab, and it's like a power punch in itself. So that's a big factor. But I get it. If you're saying, well, I like Charlo in that matchup. I get it. Charlo's 30. And Triple G is 38.
Right.
It's a young man's game, so you're looking at their trajectories and all, but I'll say this. Sometimes it takes a fighter a while to get used to a new trainer. So Golovkin had a Hall of Fame run with Abel Sanchez.
Right.
And it was many years, many title defenses, many victories. And then he switched to Jonathan Banks. It's going to take a while. Jonathan Banks, total different system.
And that first fight against Steve Rolls was actually a short training camp. So
Yeah.
Jonathan didn't have that much time.
Right.
Naturally had some more time with Derevchenko. But
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% that it does take time to get used to a new trainer.
So we might see some wrinkles in Golovkin's game the next time we see it, which might be November 21. Or it might be.
That's the rumor. Mike Coppinger put that out. That was the rumor on Twitter. So
rumor, yes.
Hasn't been confirmed officially from the Triple G side or from DAZN, but Mike seems to somehow get leaks out of DAZN. So we'll see if that's so. Triple G is in training camp. He is in training camp with Jonathan Banks, and Ali Akhmedov is up there as well, who signed with Triple G Promotions, the 168-pound. I think he's on his trajectory to becoming a world champion. Yeah, Ali is very strong, and Gennadi's been guiding him also.
I think folks
with
are
the training.
sleeping on him right now.
Yeah, he needs one or two good exposure fights. Unfortunately,
it's not easy getting opponents.
It's not easy getting guys to fight Ali, and on those last two DAZN shows, we had short notice to get opponents. So hopefully now we'll have some better matchups for him. Coach, do you have some questions?
Well, first of all, a guy named Jonathan Lear has a podcast called The Ring Walk.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. He's a sharp guy.
And this week, his guest was JP.
Right.
He's the ghost.
Mm-hmm.
It was so incredibly good.
The fight ghost.
The fight ghost.
Yeah.
JP is so smart.
Sharp.
So professional.
JP used to be on our. Remember, he used to be on our track talk.
He was our producer and director.
Well, he was giving his predictions also.
And the best handicapper.
The handicapper, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we got him before now. Now he's world famous.
Now we can't afford him anymore. He gets the appearance fees.
All over us. But anyway, it's really good. You got to listen to it. Even so, they handicap the fights.
Yeah, Jonathan Lear does a good job with that. Mm-hmm.
Good job, but JP is so. I swear, I got shivers. I was so proud of him.
Oh my God!
JP does a great job. He does a great job with that.
His presentation, it was just like.
And he's very, and
he was like a veteran broadcaster.
How about his knowledge?
That I know he's got that.
It's beyond that. I mean, he just knows he knows every UFC guy.
I don't know how people do that.
He's very sharp. He's very sharp on UFC also. Yeah, you're right.
Most of his money on UFC.
I think he's more active on the UFC side. Yeah.
He really knows it.
So you have.
The other thing I got. Okay, I want to ask you this.
Okay, here we go.
Out of your area. Okay. So rest in peace, Gale Sayers.
Gale Sayers, Chicago Bears running back, right?
Football player. What's his name? He has two nicknames.
Gale Sayers.
Do they rhyme?
Bernie Barmasol should know this.
I don't know.
He was.
You know what? I'm a little bit stumped on that one too.
Oh, good. I don't feel so bad.
He's from Kansas.
Okay.
Kansas, okay.
Kansas Comet.
Kansas Comet,
Yeah,
okay.
and-
Oh, I like that.
That's a good one.
and He became Magic. So
Magic? Oh, you know what? I didn't hear either one of those, so I wouldn't have known.
Interview that was like
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
Gale Sayers. It's really good.
Did you see him play live for the Bears?
I never saw him play live, but I saw him a lot of times on TV.
On TV, okay.
So he was talking about, they were asking him when he realized that he was different than other people.
Right.
8 years old.
Really?
8 years old, he realized that he had something no one else had.
Hmm.
And, but, in a real, humble way, he was talking about this. So he was just talking how he just knew if someone was one-on-one with him, he said they had no chance. Zero. And 2-on-1, they still had not much. So it was really good to get interview.
Okay, so Doug's on the jump rope
Yeah.
now.
No,
I have to do some more pull-ups,
I
too.
happened to see Vic Pasilla spot.
That's right. That was on what day? Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday on
That was
Fox
the
Sports
Tom
1.
Brown show.
And this kid is so good. So I guess he had some promotional difficulties with Top Rank.
Oh, okay.
And
So he fought on the PBC show with Tom Brown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's
Shout out to Tom Brown.
Yeah, no, Tom did a
He
great
got the
job.
Ring Magazine title to Jermell Charlo's hands.
I texted him before the fight,
Oh,
wished
thank
him
you.
luck, and no, Tom's a good guy.
Tom's a
We've
great
known
guy.
him for
Tom
years
and
and years
Brittany.
You
with
know,
the
he's
Goosen
married to,
promotions. Yeah, and Brittany also.
one of the
Goosen. Goosen
He's
sisters.
married
Yeah.
to a Goosen daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 10
He's part of. Yeah, he used to work corners back in the day with Tin Goose.
Yeah, 10 Goose.
And
He's a matchmaker.
was a tremendous
Great
matchmaker, and now
yeah.
he's turned into the face of PBC as
but
far as
I
on the
think
promotion
the guy-
side.
And he's got great stories.
Yeah, Tom does have a lot of stories.
He's a lifelong boxing guy.
Is Dan
Well,
Goose-
actually, wasn't he like a baseball player, or he like a really good baseball player or something like that?
He's a good guy, but the Dan Goose's son, is he still involved?
I think Greg Goosen was the
No,
baseball
I
player.
don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Because I-
Oh, no, Craig. No, you're talking about Craig.
Oh, Craig,
So
yeah,
Greg
Craig.
was the baseball
Greg
player.
was a brother. Yeah, Greg was
Craig
the
is
baseball
is
player.
Dan's son. Craig is Dan's son, and from what I understand, he's not involved in the boxing anymore. He moved to Phoenix, but I still stay in touch with Craig. I like Craig a lot. Craig
Great
is
guy.
always
And wasn't
nice
Larry
guy.
Goosen like the first guy up in Bigton?
Larry, that could be, yeah. He might have been the one that started the Big Bear operation up there. Yeah, I remember
I have a
Larry
couple
too.
Questions if you want.
And Joe, just to give a shout out to Joe, has become a really good commentator.
Broadcaster, yeah.
Yeah.
He's always a good commentator.
Great trainer,
PBK
and
used him for a few shows
he's made a
in
nice
the early
train.
90s,
But
and
you
he was
know,
excellent.
Yeah.
Dan Goosen was on that too.
Yes, he was.
And
He was excellent.
really good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dan could speak really
He was a talker,
well.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Natural promoter.
He was good.
So what do you have?
So I have
What do you have, Dave?
So all these guys fought one guy.
Okay, that's the theme of the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay, so first guy nickname for Jerry Quarry.
Jerry Corey,
Irish.
Yeah.
Irish Jerry Corey. That's right.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? The Bellflower Belter or something? Bellflower something?
Wasn't they from
Bomber?
Bakersfield?
Yeah, you got it.
Bellflower Bomber.
Bellflower, but weren't they from Bakersfield, the Corey
Well,
brothers?
they lived in Bellflower. They were from
Oh.
Bakersfield.
Yeah,
And then they lived in
Jerry
Bellflower,
Quarry,
okay.
Who I saw his first pro fight live.
Was that at the Forum or where was that?
That was at the Coliseum.
Oh, Coliseum. Okay.
He was the four-rounder. He changed his job. He worked for Greyhound Bus, changing tires in Bellflower, California.
Huh.
Okay, yeah.
So he probably had a
He
good.
could
So
just,
I
he could
think-
just lift up the truck. He could
Yeah,
just lift up
he had
the
a good
bus.
workout with those tires.
So Bellflower
Speaking of
Bomber
tires,
is probably his
there we
promo
go.
nickname.
There's the
Oh,
tire
yeah.
workout right there. Look at that. That's probably Jerry Corey flipped probably a few tires.
Yeah. And then Irish.
Okay. I didn't know that. Bellflower Bomber. I didn't know that. Okay. I like that
Hey,
one.
come on, come on.
I like that.
How many folks are gonna know
How
that?
would you know?
I heard it watching like an early fight of his.
So when did you realize that you had such a memory?
Photographic memory.
I always had a memory for stuff I was interested in. So like at one time, I could tell you who held the world record in the mile, going all the way back to Roger Bannister, right? The first man to break 4 minutes in a mile.
Sure.
I could go through that lineage,
What year was that?
Roger Bannister. I don't know. At one time I knew, but your interests changed.
That was
And then,
right before Larry Mullen
You know,
broke
when
the
I was
4
really
minute.
into comic books, like you could I remember the number of the comic book and the creative team, just photographic.
All right, they were all
I would just know.
numbered,
Like,
right?
hey, you remember when so and so got killed in that issue? I'm like, oh yeah, that was issue 136. That
Right.
was
Wow.
so and so was the artist,
Yeah.
so and so was the writer. So this was I would remember who the inker was, who the letterer, who wrote the letters and the word balloons. But it only had. And when I was a kid, it was like dinosaurs, and I would read a lot too. So we had Encyclopedia Britannica, and we had illustrated encyclopedias. And my brothers and I would just read the stuff for fun, like kids will get on the internet now. We open up an encyclopedia and look at the pictures and play little games like that, or draw on it and stuff like that. But I was real good at memorizing all the different types of dinosaurs. So I'd know the difference between a brontosaurus and a diplodocus, or a pterodactyl or whatever, Tyrannosaurus Rex or Allosaurus or whatever. I couldn't tell you now. I don't remember. But at one time, like you could bring up any type of dinosaur and I would tell you their name, you know what I mean, and what they looked like and whether they were meat eaters or plant eaters or they had horns, or, you know. So it just, but ever since I was a kid, I was like that. So now it's like boxing now.
All right.
I'm crazy about the sport.
Can you picture what Roger Bannister broke the 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Can you just picture it?
Yeah,
I mean, he actually collapsed.
Was that in the UK where he broke it, or where did he break it?
I think it was in
in the
I think
UK.
it was British soil, but it wasn't just the physical exertion of running under or averaging less than 1 minute per lap. It was the psychological barrier because people said it was impossible.
Physically
It was
impossible,
physiologically
Right.
impossible.
Right.
And he did it, so he cracked this barrier, and after he broke it,
Everyone
did.
Yeah.
They're like,
Right.
what?
Then they knew it's possible. Yeah.
Now the guys that come in last break the 4 minutes.
That's true. And then it was, I'll tell you what, I'm trying to think. Then the barrier was 350. You can't, nobody can go under 350. And then this dude from New Zealand did it. And I forget his name. John Walker? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a New Zealand runner. But I used to, like in the 80s, I followed track and field almost as closely as I followed boxing. And I love the middle distance.
Remember Dwight? Remember Dwight Stones?
Yeah,
That was my favorite. That was my favorite track and field. Yeah.
But I like the from 800 to the mile. So there was Sebastian Coe.
Oh yeah.
And Steve Cram, they were out of Britain, and Steve Scott here in the U.S. and Jim Spivey in the U.S.
So we're taking questions on boxing and track and field just for those.
But I don't remember after
Yeah,
the
but
80s.
30-30, there were like 3 or 4 guys trying to break the 4 minute mile.
Oh yeah.
And they couldn't. And it's really still
Yeah, they were all trying to do it.
They still play it once in a while. It's really good.
Brilliant.
So
And Roger Bannister was knighted. So he's Sir Roger
Oh,
Bannister.
sir, that's right. Yeah, that was a big
Sir
accomplishment.
Roger.
So speaking of the high jump,
Yes.
who's the first guy to break the 7-foot high jump?
Oh, 7 foot. That's a good question. I'm not a historian.
And where was it? And I was there in person.
My guess is UCLA track. No. The Coliseum.
Coliseum relays.
At the Coliseum.
What year?
You know, it had to be in the 70s.
Okay.
So in the 60s, they still hadn't jumped over
It
7
could
feet?
be in the late 60s, but I'm not sure.
Who's that guy, Fosbury? He did the Fosbury.
All right, Fosbury flop. Yeah.
So what did he, because he
That
didn't
was
win the
Bob
Olympics?
Fosbury.
Yeah.
Fosbury?
Yeah,
Or did he?
Fosbury
Did he
won
get a
the-
medal?
He won I think the 68 Olympics.
Yeah, he was in Mexico City.
So,
Our coach-
Tom remembers because you jumped.
I remember Mexico
high
City.
jump and track.
that
You
was
must have
Dumas.
studied that.
Yeah.
Dumas broke the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Dumas.
He was
Okay.
in Compton, California.
All right.
CPT.
So Marcellus Wiley is from Compton, California. He's a huge track and field.
Oh, he is?
He's a huge Clipper. He's a huge Clipper fan, also Marcellus, who unfortunately got knocked out of the
Oh,
playoffs.
the MMA
It
fight.
was like
Oh, shit. It's hard to fight.
Okay, so Jerry Quarry. Okay, so you got that. That was very good.
Jerry Corey. Okay.
All these guys fought the same guy.
All right.
Henry Cooper.
Henry
I
Cooper.
don't think you'll get this.
Our Henry.
Oh,
Our Henry Cooper. Wow.
Yeah, he was
Nice.
beloved by the British.
Yeah, that's great. You know what? I actually did hear. I heard that, but I wouldn't have remembered it.
You drop the H and you just have apostrophe. Our Henry.
I would have bet
Wow.
anything you wouldn't get
You
that.
like
Wow,
that?
that's impressive. That's a good one, Doug.
British champ.
Okay.
British
So Henry
Commonwealth
Cooper,
champion.
Here's
Jerry
the guy.
Corey.
This nickname I had to really look up because they don't show it anyplace. It's sort of like an underground nickname.
Okay.
George Chevalo.
Chevalo.
Oh, that's
They
good.
say none. You look every place, there's none, but then you look further and you have this.
You found it. You found the underground, like the
Yeah.
windmill of Ukraine.
And someone else has this nickname who's famous.
Yeah, I don't know. Boy, Chevalo fought everybody. Right?
So his nickname was Boom Boom.
Boom boom.
Whoa, no.
But you never heard that, right?
No.
Well, Ray Mancini actually picked it up from George Chevalo.
Didn't catch on.
No, I don't think.
I always wondered, did Ray Mancini get the Boom Boom nickname from his dad? Did his dad have that nickname when he was a
You know his
lightweight
dad's first
contender?
name?
Lenny.
Lenny.
Lenny Mancini.
Lenny fought some great fighters.
Yeah. You can picture him on the ABC fights.
Absolutely.
Which always shows winning.
ABC Wild World of Sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kevin Kelly fought on
Okay,
Wild
so
World of
far
Sports
you don't know
once.
who these guys all fought.
Well, but all those
So
heavyweights
Chevalo,
fought each other in
yeah.
the 60s and
These
70s.
guys all fought one guy. Okay.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Okay, Muhammad Ali fought this guy too.
Okay. All right.
We know his nickname. We don't have to ask you. So, how about Tom McNeely? What's his nickname?
Is that Peter McNeely's father?
Peter McNeely's dad, man. Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna get this one.
Sailor. Let's see, who was out? He was in Massachusetts.
Weren't they out of Boston?
Yeah. I don't know if it was Boston. Some part of Massachusetts.
Yeah, Junior.
Outside, it was Junior.
Junior?
Okay, now these two, you.
All right. I know who it is now. I know who all these guys fought. Yeah. He's a two-time heavyweight champion. Not the biggest heavyweight. Very popular. Yeah.
Okay. How about Ingeborg Johansson?
Let's see. Has anybody guessed it over
Has
there?
anyone else guessed it here at home?
Ingo and
Ingemar Johansson.
well, he had a nickname for his punch. He called that Thunder.
Thunderbolt.
Oh, the Thunder.
Thunderbolt or Hammer of Thor.
So that was Ingo. How about Oscar Benavides?
Ooh,
Oscar Benavides.
We used to call him Rigo.
Yeah. Ringo and Ingo.
Yeah, Ringo.
Ringo.
Yeah, I said
Ringo and
Rigo.
Ringo.
Ringo, yeah. He was
Okay.
he was a hard nut.
So how about this guy? He also fought him. He doesn't have a nickname, but for the third week in a row, I'm going to ask you his real name. Joey Maxim.
Joey Maxim.
You're sure.
Joey is, yeah, that's not good.
Short term.
I don't even smoke weed.
You get it.
Joe is Giuseppe,
Yeah.
and
What's his middle name?
that's where probably the Max comes from. So like, I know it's not. I don't know. Tell me again. I'll remember next week.
Giuseppe Antonio.
Antonio. I like that. It's so Latin, man.
Bernardinello.
Bernard
Danello.
Okay.
Yeah, Joey Maxim has a ring to it.
No, but
So
that's a
did,
great name.
did the
too.
boys and girls at home know who all these guys fought?
Nobody has guessed it yet.
One heavyweight. He was champion in the 50s. Yeah, he was champion in the
Is that
50s.
Floyd Patterson?
50s. There you go, Floyd Patterson. Very good.
He also fought Liston, who didn't have a nickname.
Yeah, but then people
Wasn't
started
it
calling
Sonny
him
the
Big
Bear?
because
The Bear,
Ali
right?
called him.
Yeah.
Okay, so he also fought Pete Rademacher,
Yeah.
who also didn't have a nickname. But what's the claim to fame for Pete Rademacher?
Rademacher was an Olympic gold medalist, and he fought Patterson for the heavyweight title in his pro debut.
And did okay.
He dropped him,
Yeah.
and he had a solid career after that. It didn't ruin him.
All right. How are we doing, Coach? So he got, so it's, what do we say, Floyd Patterson?
Yeah,
Was that?
Floyd Patterson. Hey, Floyd fought a lot of guys, huh?
You got it.
Do you have any more nicknames?
I have this one I give you. This is also a guy that Patterson fought. And I saw this fight in person. This guy does not have a nickname, but I want you to tell me where he's from and what his record was and when the fight was. Roy Harris.
Roy Harris.
Roy Harris is from Cut and Shoot, Texas.
Cut and shoot. Wow.
Shoot.
Wow.
That's real Texas.
Yeah.
That's very
They're
good.
serious down there in cut and shoot.
And what was,
And he
his,
was a good fighter.
what was his record?
Oh, I don't know. He might have been an actual contender at one time.
Okay. So
But he never challenged for a title, did he? Was it Patterson?
That was a championship.
That was the championship. That must have been early.
Who was the referee for that fight?
Where did the fight take place?
Wrigley Field in L.A. 42nd in South Central.
I don't know.
I was there. Yeah, he's a guy we've talked about before.
Is he a former fighter?
He was.
Is he a
He's
tall
got,
dude or
He's got
little guy?
a real name, and he had his fighting name. His real name is Jewish, and his fighting name is Irish.
Mushy Callahan?
Mushy Callahan.
So he repped, huh? Mushy.
Yeah, he repped out. Yeah, it was a great rep.
Yeah.
He was like John Thomas, he could
Yeah.
really move.
Yeah.
What's his real name?
Oh, is it like Alex Shearer or something like that? Or
Very close.
what was it?
Alex, you know who Alex Shearer was.
Alex Sure, yeah, was a trainer at the
Oh yeah.
trainer of
that's right.
Ed Mahone at the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Alex was a nice guy. Alex was a good guy.
You've mentioned it before, and I always thought it sounded better than Mushy Callahan.
Not really.
What's his name?
Vincent Shear.
Doesn't Vince
Vincent.
Shear sound
Vincent
like a
Shear,
cooler
yeah.
name? It's sharper.
All right, Coach, I got a question for you.
Vince Shear.
Which Wrigley Field was built first, the one in L.A. or the one in Chicago?
The one in Chicago.
Chicago was built first, and then they built the Wrigley Field out here?
They owned Catalina Island also.
Right, that's right. They own Catalina Island. I think they still do. The Wrigley family still owns Catalina Island.
They have that mansion.
Right, right.
That's where
And
they
lots of
had,
buffaloes.
And
You
there's
can get buffalo
buffaloes.
burgers out there.
The LA Angels AAA team was owned by the Cubs, and they played in Wrigley Field in LA. And Wrigley Field was just like the Wrigley Field in Chicago, including the houses behind it. You know, where people could look in from the porches over.
Tom, you want to get me doing?
Oh, yeah, let's do that, yeah. And then we can talk about some upcoming fights. We got the Lomachenko Lopez fight is coming up. I got to give a shout out to Merida, Mexico. That's where Boachuk fought. But my first time in Merida, but going to the Yucatan, and you know, that's the Mayan culture down there. It was really nice down there in Merida.
I heard it's pretty out there.
It's nice, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, very scenic. Yep.
Even when it's raining. Huh?
Yeah.
Just want everyone to know I cannot do pull-ups like this young man.
This is the better form here.
This is the form.
For all you Twitter haters, this is sure. Yeah.
I don't think he's younger than you, Dougie. How old are you?
24.
That's a couple years younger. All right, here we
I'll
go.
be a proud papa too.
Here we go. Notice these are the other direction now. These are chin-ups. So yeah, we got Lomachenko Lopez coming up.
Wait.
Thompson's doing another show. I just texted with Alex this morning.
Yeah. No,
They're doing a show in
early
October.
November.
Well, October and November.
Oh,
Yeah.
October and November.
Yeah.
Right on.
And then on a Lomo card's that guy that's 14-0 with 14 first-round knockouts.
Oh, the Puerto Rican guy. I like him.
Berlanga.
Yeah.
Edgar
Berlanga.
Berlanga.
I like him. He's a solid
good,
guy.
isn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Do you still need this?
You're good. No,
Oh,
you're good.
no,
You're good.
no.
No, he's only good for one set. All right. I guess we should sign off, right, Doug? Anything else we got coming
Yeah,
up?
I was trying to think.
There's rumors
is
of.
Baranchik coming up? The Baranchik Zepeda fights? Maybe that's 2 weeks from now.
There's rumors of Pac-Mac.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Gonna happen.
yeah. Conor McGregor versus Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, so I heard the
He'll do well.
NBC fights are going to be in the parking lot of the Wild Card Gym. Is that
I don't
true?
think they've announced. I don't think they've announced the official location yet.
NBC fights.
In a parking lot?
They're
Oh,
going to make that,
interesting.
like it's Corona.
They're talking about it being in LA. I don't know. They haven't said where it's going to be.
Go to the Microsoft Theater like the PBC.
PBC's done a good job there at the Microsoft Theater, the bubble.
but
Yeah.
Maybe that's costly though.
Hey, I can just tell you, I was so nervous for Volachek's fight. There were so many things that could go wrong.
Yeah. And it was raining. Yeah.
And
That's right.
And the guy, the guy's pretty good.
And the ring was getting wet.
The new trainer for Volachek.
Yeah.
Going to Mexico.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, and fighting a tough guy, 21-1
yeah.
with 2 draws. The only time he had lost, Alejandro Davila, the only time he'd lost when he went to Canada to fight Zuski
Yeah.
in a 10th round,
Yeah.
who's undefeated. But going to Canada is much different than fighting in Mexico. So
Yeah.
for Davila,
Anyway,
naturally.
that felt so good. That
Yeah,
was
no, that's
Now,
good.
does
And
this just real quick question, Tom?
yes,
Does this move Volachek up
in the ratings,
PBC rankings?
absolutely, yeah. He defended his WBC Continental America
Right.
title. Plus, Davila was rated pretty high on BoxRec.
Oh, okay.
And Boachuk's rated currently number 8 in the IBF, number 13 in the WBC, but we expect him to move up in both those organizations with this win and get him in the WBA and WBO ratings.
Do they have TV ratings for that fight? Because I know it was on the ESPN department.
Yeah, it was on ESPN. It was actually ESPN Knockout in Mexico, in Latin America, and so there was actually a big buzz in Mexico for Boachuk, for
Well,
El
it's
Flaco.
good that he has that nickname and that he's fighting
Yeah,
Mexico.
we saw, not only did I see Rigo Alvarez down there, but saw Miguel Berchelt. Berchelt actually,
Oh, that's a fight coming up. Richelt versus Oscar Valdez.
that's a great fight, yeah.
Huge fight,
Yep.
yeah.
And he actually helped to sponsor that show. He's with Mario Abraham, which they name Max Boxing down there as the Mexican promoter. And actually, he works with Zamfer and with Top Rank. But yeah, Burchelt has a big fight coming up against Oscar Valdez. What's your pick, Doug, on that fight?
Man, everybody's counting Oscar Valdez out. I don't like it. I think he might shock people. I don't know.
You can't
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If Burchelt struggles to make 130,
Yeah.
I think Valdez can get him. Can either take over late or get him out of there late. But if Burchelt makes weight okay, oh man, forget about it. He's like the size of a junior welterweight, and he's a boxer puncher with underrated technique.
Hey, so how many guys can do pull-ups and talk
And
at the
talk,
same time
yeah.
and not be out of breath? Only Dougie can do that. He also does that jumping rope.
I'll tell you, Burchelt looked like he was in good shape already down there.
So your methods, coach.
His weight looked pretty thin.
Do boxing on.
The
do some
technique. The
boxing analysis while you exercise.
there you go.
What'd you say?
No, but
Tom?
Burchelt looked like he was in good shape already.
Oh,
He
really?
looked
Okay.
in, looked like naturally I don't.
Sometimes I've seen him between fights, and he's
He
he's
looked
really heavy.
He looked trim. So naturally, I don't know what his weight was, but he looked trim, and very nice guy, very friendly. He actually came to a few of our shows. He
Yes.
came to a couple of the Superfly shows, the
He's-
Forum, and at the StubHub, which is now
He's
Dignity
very
Health,
friendly. He's good
and a Triple
natured.
G show. Yeah, so
He's down to earth.
yeah, very very nice guy.
He's also very talented, and I've called some of his fights from
Big
ringside.
puncher.
You hear it. The power is real.
Yeah,
And he's one of
Yeah.
these guys where it looks like he'll throw a combination like, and it looks like he's arm punches.
deceptive. Yeah.
And then you hear it, but when you hear
Yeah.
it land on the
Yeah.
guy, it's like boom, 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 boom.
So that's
the
a great.
power is just natural.
That's a great fight to look forward to.
It is. But best of luck to both of them. The fans are the winner.
Yeah,
Let's not get caught up in
No, we're
who's
happy-
gonna win
we're
or
happy they
whatever.
were-
Let's just watch the fight and enjoy it.
happy
you know?
they were able to make the fight in
Same thing with
under
the,
these conditions.
Same deal with the Ruben Villa.
That's right, Ruben Villa's
Emmanuel
fight.
Navarrete fight.
Yep, that's a good fight too.
That's a great
Very good fight.
meshing of styles.
hmm
A technician, boxer versus a pressure fighter, a volume puncher.
hmm
It's a tremendous matchup. Let's just enjoy it. We don't need to choose sides. We don't need to be like, well, I'm picking this guy. And anyone who doesn't pick that guy, if my guy wins, I'm gonna curse you out on Twitter. It's just like, no, just watch the fight and enjoy it.
Is that fight on
All we have to
ESPN?
do. ESPN.
All right, I guess we're going to sign off now. Lots of great boxing to come. It's a good sign. It looked like they, for the Cowboys game last week, they had like over 20,000 people in the stadium for Texas. I know Florida now is opening up, and so we'll see. California feels like it's getting a lot safer out here. So hopefully we're kind of, as long as people stay safe and stay careful, hopefully we can start seeing some fans back into the game. So we're going to sign off. Coach,
All good.
how should people drive?
The way they think. Calmly. Very
Calmly.
calm. So the way El Flaco was in the first round.
So they should drive like El Flaco. Yeah, I was surprised. That could have been like Davila came out like gangbusters, and you never know if a fighter gets like overwhelmed and doesn't throw back or gets nervous or a different setting or like this guy's stronger than we thought he was type of thing. And he weathered that storm. Weathered that
Blew it
storm.
broad in the first round.
Yeah,
too.
and then Flaco started pressing the action in the second round.
That was a very ballsy move taking that fight.
That was
So many things that could have.
well under the conditions. There's not a lot of shows here because of the pandemic in the States, and so we were able to work out a deal for him to come down and fight on that show. Yeah,
Gotta keep you guys busy
absolutely.
by any means necessary.
We should have some El Flaco news coming up
Yes.
the next week or two. So, all right, we're gonna sign off. Let me. This is the official El Flaco team uniform that we had down in Merida, Mexico. We'll see you later.